Good morning everyone. Basa na tayo ng Bible guys. Deuteronomy 30 to 31 and Mark chapter 15 verse 1 to 25. Deuteronomy muna tayo para hindi sayang yung oras. Nandito na kasi. Prosperity after turning to the Lord. When all these blessings and curses I have set before you come upon you, and you take them to heart wherever the Lord your God disperses you among the nations, and when you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey him with all your heart and with all your soul according to everything I command you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you and gather you again from all the nations where he scattered you, even if you have been banished to the most distant land under the heavens. From there the Lord your God will gather you and bring you back. He will bring you to the land that belonged to your fathers, and you will take possession of it. He will make you more prosperous and numerous than your fathers. The Lord your God will circumcise your hearts and the hearts of your descendants, so that you may love him with all your heart and with all your soul and live. The Lord your God will put all these curses on your enemies who hate and persecute you. Sino ba yung enemies ng Israelite? Kawawa naman, nakakars sila. You will again obey the Lord and follow all his commands I am giving you today. Then the Lord your God will make you most prosperous in all the work of your hands, and the fruit of your womb, the young of your livestock, and the crops of your land. The Lord will again delight in you and make you prosperous just as he delighted in your fathers, if you obey the Lord your God and keep his commands and decrees and that are written in this book of the law, and turn to the Lord your God with all your heart and with all your soul. The offer life or death. Now that I commanding you today is not too difficult for you or beyond your reach. It is not up in heaven, so that you have to ask, who will ascend into heaven to get it and proclaim it to us, so we may obey it? Nor is it beyond the sea, so that you have to ask, who will cross the sea to get it and proclaim it to us, so we may obey it. No, the words is very near you. It is in your mouth and in your heart, so you may obey it. You see, I set before you today life and prosperity, death and destruction. For I command you today to love the Lord your God, to walk in his ways, and to keep his commands, decrees, and laws. Then you will live and increase, and the Lord your God will bless you in the land you are entering to possess. But if your heart turns away and you are not obedient, and if you are drawn away to bow down to other gods and worship them, I declare to you this day that you will certainly be destroyed. You will not live long in the land you are crossing the Jordan to enter and possess. This day I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you, that I have set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Now choose life, so that you and your children may live, and that you may love the Lord your God. Listen to his voice and hold fast to him, for the Lord is your life, and he will give you many years in the land he swore to give to your fathers Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The challenge in leadership Moses' last days. Yung pinaka-headers guys. Realizing that he's about to die, Moses commissioned. Sabi na sa'yo mamamatay na si Moses Sabi ko parang namamaalam na tong na niya. Napakarami niyang bilin, diba? Realizing that he's about to die, Moses commissions Joshua, records the laws in a permanent form, and teaches a special song to the Israelites. Thus Moses prepared the people for his departure. Similarly, we should not allow others to become dependent upon us for their spiritual growth, but help them to become dependent upon God. So, yun yung pinaka-headers niya. Parang, kasi nga hindi na siya sasama doon sa yung pag-cross doon sa Jordan. Joshua to succeed Moses. Sa chapter 31 guys. Hanggang 31 ba tayo? Yes. Hanggang chapter 31 ng Deuteronomy. Joshua to succeed Moses. Then Moses went out and spoke these words to all Israel. I am now 120 years old. 120 years old na siya. Then Moses went out and spoke these words to all Israel. I am now 120 years old, and I am no longer able to lead you. The Lord has said to me, you shall not cross the Jordan. Hindi nga siya pinapakross sa Jordan. The Lord your God himself will cross over ahead of you. He will destroy these nations before you, and you will take possession of their land. Joshua also will cross over ahead of you, and the Lord said, and the Lord will do to them what he did to Sihon and Og, the kings of the Amorites, whom he destroyed along with their land. Kaya nga kawawa nga yung mga nandoon yung mga nauna kila Moses. Di ba nga nagkaroon ng battle doon? Nalupig lang nila Moses kaya nila nakuha to. Pero sabi yun ang promise land sa kanila. The Lord will deliver them to you, and you must do to them all that I have commanded you. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the presence of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you must go with these people into the land that the Lord swore to their forefathers to give them, and you must divide it among them as their inheritance. The Lord himself goes before you and will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged. The reading of the law. So Moses wrote down this law and gave it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and to all the elders of Israel. Then Moses commanded them, at the end of every 7 years in the year of canceling debts. Ito nga yung sinasabi ko kasi. So, pag halimbawa ba magpautang ka, paano kung maghihintay na lang yung pinautang mo ng 7 years? So, isipin niya, cancelled na yung utang niya. So, kawawa naman yung pautang. I relate to the much. During the Feast of Tabernacles, when all Israel comes to offer before the Lord your God, and the people who will choose you shall read this law before them in their hearing. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the aliens living in your towns. Excuse me, guys. Ulit-ulit natin. At the end of every 7 years in the year of canceling debts, during the Feast of Tabernacles. Sorry. affected. Wala lang, nakakainis. During the Feast of Tabernacles, when all Israel comes to offer before the Lord your God, at the place he will choose, you shall read this law before them in their hearing. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the aliens living in your towns, so they can listen and learn to fear the Lord your God, and follow carefully all the words of this law. Their children who do not know this law must hear it and learn to fear the Lord your God as long as you live in the land you are crossing the Jordan to possess. Israel's rebellion predicted. The Lord said to Moses, "Now the day of your death." Sa verse 14, guys. The Lord said to Moses, "Now the day to your death is near. Call Joshua and present yourselves at the tent of meeting, where I will commission him." So Moses and Joshua came and presented themselves at the tent of meeting. Then the Lord appeared at the tent of pillar. Sorry guys, mali. Sa verse 15, then the Lord appeared at the tent in a pillar of cloud, and the cloud stood over the entrance to the tent. And the Lord said to Moses, "You are going to rest with your fathers and these people." Oh, nakalagay guys. "You are going to rest with your fathers, and these people will soon prostitute themselves to the foreign gods of the land they are entering. They will forsake me and break the covenant I made with them." So, nahulaan na ni... hindi pala nahulaan. Sinabi pala ni Father God kay Moses. "On that day I will become angry with them and forsake them. I will hide my face from them, and they will be destroyed. Many disasters and difficulties will come upon them, and on that day they will ask, 'Have not these disasters come upon us because our God is not with us?' And I will certainly hide my face on that day because of all their wickedness in turning to other gods." Now write down for yourselves this song and teach it to the Israelites, and have them sing it, so that it may be witness for me against them, when I have brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, the land I promised on oath to their forefathers, and when they eat their fill and thrive. They will turn to other gods and worship them, rejecting me and breaking my covenant. And when many disasters and difficulties come upon them, this song will testify against them, because it will not be forgotten by their descendants. I know that they are disposed to do. Excuse ulit. Ang hirap magbasa guys. Daming hindrances. On that day, sa verse 17, "On that day I will become angry with them and forsake them. I will hide my face from them, and they will be destroyed. Many disasters and difficulties will come upon them, and on that day they will ask, 'Have not these Inulit ko na naman pala. "Have not these disasters come upon us because our God is not with us?" And I will certainly hide my face on that day because of all their wickedness in turning to other gods." Verse 19 na tayo. Now write down for yourself this song and teach it to the Israelites. Naulit ko guys, sorry. "And have them sing it, so that it may be a witness for me against them. When I have brought them into the land flowing with milk and honey, the land I promised on oath to their forefathers, and when they eat their fill and thrive, they will turn to other gods and worship them, rejecting me and breaking my covenant." Ang haba ng inulit ko pala, oh. Grabe. "And when the disasters and difficulties come upon them, this song will testify against them, because it will not be forgotten by their descendants. I know that they are disposed to do even before I bring them into the land I promised them on oath." So Moses wrote down this song that day and taught it to the Israelites. Pero mo guys, hindi pa nangyayari. Alam na nila na magre-rebellion yung mga Israelite. Bakit? Bakit kailangan pang matupad yung pag-ano? Kasi hula pa lang naman, ano pa lang naman to eh. Kung kasi pinauna pa sa kanila na sinasabi ni Moses na magre-rebellion sila. So, ang natutunan ko kasi sa astrologer ko is always think positive. Ito kasi negative agad yung iniisip nila eh. Negative agad yung iniisip na magre-rebellion. So, yun. Dapat hindi nila iniisip na magre-rebellion mga Israelite para wala tong mga ganito. The Lord gave this command to Joshua, son of Nun, be strong and courageous. Sa verse 23 na tayo guys. The Lord gave this command to Joshua, son of Nun, be strong and courageous, for you will bring the Israelite into the land I promised them on oath, and I myself will be with you. After Moses finished writing in a book the words of this law from beginning to end, he gave this command to the Levites who carried the ark of the covenant of the Lord. Take this book of the law and place it beside the ark of the covenant of the Lord your God. There it will remain as a witness against you. Buhay pa kaya yung book of the law ni Moses na to? Yung, what I mean is yung nakasulat talaga doon sa libro ba? Yung original na sulat ni Moses. For I know how rebellious and stiff-necked you are. If you have been rebellious against the Lord while I am still alive and with you, how much more will you rebel after I die? Assemble before me all the elders of your tribes and all your officials, so that I can speak these words in their hearing and call heaven and earth to testify against them. For I know that after my death you are sure to become utterly corrupt and to turn from the way I have commanded you. O, naalala niyo yung umakyat siya sa Mount Sinai, 40 days and 40 nights. Di ba pagbalik niya, yung unang tablets guys na binasag niya. Kasi pagbalik niya, rebellious na yung mga Israelite. Di ba nagkaroon na sila ng gold calves na wino-worship nila. Buhay pa siya noon na pumunta lang siya sa Mount Sinai. So, alam na nila na how much more pag namatay nga naman si Moses. Corrupt and turn from the way I have commanded you. In days to come, disaster will fall upon you because you will do evil in the sight of the Lord and provoke him to anger by what your hands have made. The Song of Moses. And Moses recited the words of this song from beginning to end in the hearing of the whole assembly of Israel. So hanggang diyan lang guys, bukas na yung 32. Punta na tayo sa Mark. Mark verse 15, 1 to 25. The Council of Religious Leaders condemns Jesus. Nabasa na rin to sa Matthew guys. Very early in the morning, sabi ko sa inyo, pabalik-balik lang sila eh. Hindi ko alam bakit yung topic nila is pabalik-balik. Yung writer ng Bible, sinulat na sa Matthew, susulat pa sa Mark. Kaya nga sabi ko nga, bakit ganun? Ang book ng Bible is walang ibang tinatakal kundi exclusive lang sa story ni Israel. Tapos ito namang New Testament exclusive lang sa story ni Jesus. So yung mga prophet nakatuktok lang sa isang angkan. The Council of Religious Leaders condemns Jesus. Very early in the morning, the chiefs rest. Ibig ko sabihin, siguro ito yung mga famous nung araw. Kasi sa dami ng tao, sa kanila lang nakatutok yung mga propeta. The council of religious leaders condemns Jesus. Very early in the morning, the chief priests with the elders, the teachers of the law, and the whole Sanhedrin. Oh, nakalimutan ko palang i-google yung Sanhedrin, guys. Sanhedrin. Sorry. Kita mo, pag halimbawa, hindi talaga kabisado yung ano, pati spelling, mali-mali. Sanhedrin. The Sanhedrin were assemblies of either 23 or 71 elders who were appointed to sit as a tribunal in every city in the ancient land of Israel. Oh, mga ano pala siya. Mga appointed sa tribunal. There were two classes of Jewish courts which were called Sanhedrin, the Great Sanhedrin and the Lesser Sanhedrin. O yun guys, ano pala yung Sanhedrin pala is the assemblies of 23 or 27 elders who appointed to sit as a tribunal. So para mga judges sila, ganun. Very early in the morning, the chief priest with the elders, the teachers of the law, and the whole Sanhedrin reached a decision. O para mga judges nga sila guys. Assemblies of 23 or 27? 23 or 27 ba? 71. Diyos ko, ano ba yung kababasa lang? Mali-mali na. Either 23 or 71 elders. Kita nyo, nagaano ka ropok ang memory ko, napakahina. Kababasa lang natin, tapos ano na, mali na ako. 71 elders pala, guys. 23 elders or 71 elders. The bound Jesus led him away and handed him over to Pilate. Jesus stands trial before Pilate. Are you the king of the Jews? Asked Pilate. Yes, it is. As you say, Jesus replied. Kaya nagagalit yung mga Jews. Kasi parang ang pagkaintindi nila, ang ano ko lang ha, kasi 'di ba ang mga king is talagang ina-appoint yan. So, siguro, naano nila kung ina-appoint ba si Jesus as king of the Jews. Are you the king of the Jews? Asked Pilate. Yes, it is as you say, Jesus replied. The chief priests accused him of many things. So again, Pilate asked him, aren't you going to answer? See how many things they are accusing you of. But Jesus still made no reply, and Pilate was amazed. Pilate hands Jesus over to be crucified. Now it was the custom at the feast to release a prisoner who the people requested. A man called Barabbas was in prison with the insurrectionists who had committed murder in the uprising. The crowd came up and asked Pilate to do for them what he usually did. Do you want me to release to you the king of the Jews? Asked Pilate, knowing it was out of envy that the chief priest had handed Jesus over to him. But the chief priest stirred up the crowd to have Pilate release Barabbas instead. What shall I do, then, with the one you call the king of the Jews? Pilate asked them. Crucify him, they shouted. Why, what crime has he committed? Asked Pilate. But they shouted all the louder, crucify him. What to satisfy the crowd, Pilate released Barabbas to them. He had Jesus flogged and handed him over to be crucified. Roman soldiers mocked Jesus. The soldiers led Jesus away into the palace. That is the Praetorium, and called together the whole company of soldiers. They put the purple robe on him, then twisted together a crown of thorns and set it on him. And they began to call out to him, Hail, King of the Jews. Tagalagyan ko lang ng ano yung meaning yung Sanhedrin, baka mamaya makalimutan ko na naman. So, assembly siya ng assemblies of 23 or 71 elders at the tribunal. So, serve as judges sila. Sa generation natin, serve as judges yung mga yun. Kasi pag nasa tribunal, guys, nandito na tayo sa Roman soldiers mocked Jesus. Sa verse 16 na tayo, guys, ng Mark chapter 15, verse 16. The soldiers led Jesus away into the palace, that is the praetorium, and called together the whole company of soldiers. They put a purple robe on him. They then twisted together a crown of thorns and set it on him. And they began to call out to him, "Hail, King of the Jews!" Again and again they struck him on the head with a staff and spit on him. Falling on their knees, they paid homage to him. Ano naman yung homage, guys? Masipag yata ako ngayon mag-google, guys. Dami kong hindi maintindihan na salita. Special honor or respect. Yan pala yun. Sa verse 20 na tayo. And when they had met him, they took of the purple robe. Ito lang kainaman sa guys sa Bible. Siya, ang lalalim ng mga salita niya. So, matututo ka talaga. Katulad ko, mababaw lang English alam ko. So, matututo ako dito. Walang ginawa ko ni mag-google. And when they had mocked him, they took off the purple robe and put his own clothes on him. Then they led him out to crucify him. Jesus is led away to be crucified. Nasa Matthew na rin siya, guys, before. A certain man from Cyrene, Simon, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him. Simon, the father of Alexander. Di ba si Simon Peter din siya? So, dito ibang Simon naman to. Father of Alexander and Rufus daw. Pare-pareho ang characters name ng mga Bible, kaya parang nakakalito rin minsan. Was passing by on his way in from the country. So, kung kabisaduhin mo yung mga pangalan na yan, malilito ka lalo. Was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the cross. They brought Jesus to the place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. Then they offered him with myrrh, but he did not take it, and they crucified him, dividing up his clothes. They cast lots to see what it would give. Jesus is placed on the cross. It was the 3rd hour when they crucified. So, 3 o'clock. It was the 3rd hour when they crucified him. The written notice of the charge against him read, "The King of the Jews." Lagpas na tayo, guys. Dito lang tayo sa 25. It was the 3rd hour when they crucified him. Okay, guys. Bye-bye, everyone. God bless.